Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Earthbound. I am Adrian, and in today's video, we're going to visit the Foreside Theater, or the Topola Theater, I think it's what it's called. Oh. Okay, so is the backstage pass not what we need? Do you want to buy a ticket? Okay, yes. Okay, so I had a false start to this episode a minute ago, because I thought that we had to get the backstage pass, which I had deposited with Escargot Express, but it turns out that's not the case, and you're supposed to just buy another ticket. I probably should have talked to the guy over there to the right. But anyways, we're seeing the show with Venus here, because there's a guy who wanted her autograph, and we need to get past this guy in the museum in order to get down to our next sanctuary location. So, is this the announcer, I'm guessing? Or is this her boyfriend? Okay, anyways, Venus is coming out, and we're going to listen to her sing, and I'll go ahead and shut up so you can just listen to that, I guess. Is that Dr. Mario? I see a white coat and it looked like a mustache and a hat. Oh, he's getting a little too close. Okay. Yeah, apparently people seem to have a bit of a crush on Venus, and this guy apparently couldn't keep his hands to himself, and security had to escort him off. She's waiting a second to make sure the coast is clear before continuing singing, I guess. Alright, and I believe that's the last concert in the game period. I don't think we see the Runaway 5 again, because I think this is the last theater we're in, and I don't believe we see Venus at all again. By the way, we did see Venus before. We actually saw her the last concert, but yeah, apparently since we're fans, or friends of the Runaway 5, we get to enter Venus's dressing room, and we're going to talk to her and she's gonna give us an autograph on this banana peel. Alright, do we not have any paper on us? I mean, really? This is a bonus smack. It's up to you whether or not to interpret that as smack as in a slap across the face, or smack as in a kiss. It's not exactly clear. But anyways, we're gonna head out here and head back to the museum, which, where the museum curator will let us pass because we got an autograph from Venus. Why didn't he just come himself? I mean, he couldn't have gotten an autograph, I suppose. But why didn't he come to the show himself? I mean, the tickets are only $30. I mean, I figure if you're the curator of a museum, you make quite a bit of money, and you're probably gonna make some money off of us as well. Yeah, $5 a piece, so that's like 2/3 of the price of the ticket, because I think it was $30. So, yeah, just us coming in here. Well, we came in here twice, actually, so that's $40 right there. I mean, you could have bought your own ticket and gone and seen Venus. I mean, I guess you couldn't have gotten into her dressing room there like we did, but... Wait a minute! It was you! I never realized that before. It was him! He was the creepy guy getting up on stage. I see now, because when it was dark, that his kind of like 5 o'clock shadow there kind of looked like a mustache, and it looked like he had a hat on. But yeah, that was the guy. This is the guy. He was the creeper. I can't believe I never noticed that before. And I've watched a couple Let's Plays from people before too. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I've watched a couple of people's Let's Plays too, and they never remarked on that. So I feel like maybe this is something that people don't notice, possibly, or maybe it's just not a big deal. It's probably not as big a deal as I make it out to be. Anyways, we'll go ahead and give him the signed banana, and that banana peel has an authentic Venus autograph. And apparently he knows what an authentic Venus autograph looks like, and he knows that we didn't forge it, I guess. I'm not sure how he knows that for a fact, but anyways, he's gonna let us enter the sewers and fight the monster rat. I believe the monster rat is the Your Sanctuary boss here, because I don't think we've fought that one yet. But anyways, this area is kind of a pain in the butt, because it involves a lot of going in water and lots of ghost enemies that like to, you know, possess you with a little ghost and all that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll see how this goes, and I may speed up some of this footage as well. Kind of depends on how long this episode ends up taking, because I do want to get both Your Sanctuary bosses we want to do done in this video, but I guess we'll just see how things go. Let's try a PSI freeze. I want to kill these ghosts quickly, because I don't want to give them a chance to hit us with anything, any ghost possession, because that would be something that would follow us around this whole dungeon, which would be incredibly annoying. And that's most of the reason I get annoyed with this area, just because of that ghost possession, which I think it's been a couple episodes since I showed that off. But yeah, basically it's something that follows you around, you know, through every battle, and every turn you take damage from it. It's kind of like poison in Pokemon, I guess. But there's no healing it. You can't heal it off, even with the highest level of healing. There's no items you can use to heal it. You actually have to leave and go to, I think, a healer at a hospital to heal that off. So that's why that's so incredibly annoying. And we can't even go this way. So that's, excuse me, that's nice. So we are about to get into the gross water over here. There's some mice I don't really want to mess with. Can we scroll them off? Oh, now it's a mouse. It's a mice in a trash can. It's a mouse in a trash can. And now it's... Ooh, can we sneak past these guys? Nope, we can't. Okay. Okay, and that was just a pair of the exact same enemies we just fought earlier, so I didn't feel the need to show them on camera, of course. And I believe the direction we need to go is right here. And we're going to have to wade through a lot of sewage to get to our destination. I feel like sewers are kind of a thing in RPGs. I mean, I think I talked about this when we were in the desert, but there's always certain areas in RPGs. There's always, you know, like a desert. There's always like an underwater segment, although there isn't one of those in this game. And I feel like there's always like a sewer, and there's certain areas that like I feel like are in every RPG, but it's probably mostly for the sake of kind of variety of environments, because you don't want to have your whole RPG set in like I don't know, like the same kind of area, like a whole bunch of plains or something like that. I mean, because part of the fun of an RPG is exploring all these areas, so it's nice to have a variety of locations. And I guess there's not really that many options and like types of locations. I mean, there's gonna be like, you know, like a water area, a volcano area, you know, like all that kind of standard stuff. So I suppose I can kind of understand why, you know, there's kind of this thing where like all RPGs have certain types of areas and such. And at some point here, we do want to get out of the water. I feel like maybe it's here, and I feel like maybe we're getting close here, maybe not. I suppose we could have gotten back in there, and there's a doorway here. We're gonna see what's behind there. Looks like probably just a cockroach. And technically that was an enemy that we haven't shown before, but it's literally just a palette swap from the cockroaches we've seen before, and it didn't really do anything too crazy that we haven't seen before either, so I didn't feel the need to show it. And that would be the Broken Bazooka, which I believe is going to be Ed's next upgrade weapon. Although he still has the Broken Laser as well, so he's got a couple of weapons that he's going to need to upgrade to. We have been sleeping at hotels here and there, so maybe we're not at the right IQ level to repair them yet, I'm not sure. So yeah, we might just need more levels, because you're going to get more IQ points just by gaining levels, so we're probably just not at the point in the game where we can repair those. It just seems kind of weird that we have the upgraded weapon already, well, not really available, but we already have the upgraded weapon ready to repair, even if we can't repair it for a while. So anyways, before we fight this guy, is there any items we want to use first? We may end up using that bag of Dragonite in battle, because I haven't shown that off on camera, I don't believe yet. We have a couple life noodles on Ed. Let's give that to Ben, because I have the most HP, so I feel like I'm the most likely to survive things, even though I'm the slowest. Getting off a couple life noodles doesn't really... It doesn't matter when you do it because the person's already dead anyway. Do we need to heal up any at all? Life up on Ollie. 89 HP. Life up on Katie, maybe? Nope, that didn't do anything. Okay, so I think we're probably good on HP. And I think Ed has a couple items we can use too. So let's see how this goes. This is the 5th Your Sanctuary location. Is there still one more that we're missing, perhaps? Because there's 8 in total. I know we're the... Oh, no. We're good. We fight this one and the next one this episode, and then we got 2 more kind of in rapid succession later on. I just want to make sure we got all of them out of the way before we got to those 2. I forgot that there were 2 of them at once. So anyways, let's see. How do we want to start this battle off? I wonder if we can get paralysis or hypnosis off on him. I think we tried that before at one point. Because there's a certain enemy that paralysis definitely works on. I don't remember which one it was, but I know it wasn't this one. I'm going to give it a shot anyway. And let's bring out our most powerful freeze. And let's see. Super Bomb will save the multi-bottle rocket in case we need it later. And another powerful freeze. Don't really need the Starstorm. Starstorm is an attack that hits all enemies. And since there's only one enemy, I don't really feel the need to waste it. I'll show that off at some point, I'm sure. Paralysis, probably not gonna do anything. Yeah, I didn't think so. 1 HP of damage? Really? I wonder why that is. Huh. Usually that only happens if you have some kind of item or something, or some reason you're resisting it. Does this enemy not scale up with levels? Are we a little too high level for this enemy, possibly? Because we did... we're coming back to it a little bit later than you're usually supposed to do it, although I don't feel like we've done that too much in between. Let's go ahead and shoot with Ed, and we're running out of PSI on Ollie here. We don't have any PSI healing items, so let's just go for a freeze beta, and we can keep hoping for that body solidification that we've been having so much luck with to keep the Plague Rat from doing much to us. Talk about using its poisonous fangs. Ow! Oh, that did a lot more. Ben thought about eating some pizza and craved it. Oh, okay, so we're homesick. That's the first time we've seen that, I believe. Homesick is a status condition that only your main character can have, and basically it just kind of influences your ability to fight in battle. Sometimes you just won't have the will to fight and stuff like that, and the way to solve that is a call home to your mother. Always a good way to solve homesickness. But yeah, you have to keep in mind that your main character here is a fairly young kid. I mean, he's probably like 10 or something like that, and he's been away from home for a while, so it's an interesting little game mechanic. Poisonous Fangs, that didn't do too much but to poison us this time, so we're going to have to heal that off. And the multi-bottle rocket's going to do a whole lot, I'm sure. Oh, wow, okay, I guess we don't have to heal up the poison. This whole dungeon, actually, was a whole lot easier than I thought it was. I could have swore this was a lot more difficult. I probably just got lucky with the enemies, and I think I skipped some areas here and there, but yeah, I think I got lucky with the enemies coming in here, and because I didn't really have that much in the way of healing items, and I didn't really have any PSI healing or PSI recovery, so I feel like I really got lucky in this area. And then the next area coming up, where we're going to fight the next Your Sanctuary boss, I feel like is not too difficult either. So let's go ahead and head up this way, and we will find Magnet Hill, which is not really hidden that well. You would think that someone could just climb over this brick wall right here, and in fact, why didn't we just do that? Because we know it's obviously in this area somewhere. I mean, I guess we don't know for sure it's not in the sewer, or we didn't know, but... yeah, so we get fully healed off, so we don't need to heal off that that poison that Katie had. And then we can open up this chest, and there's the carrot key, which we'll go ahead and end up using to get into the next Your Sanctuary location. Can we PSI teleport out of here is the question. You cannot teleport now. Nope, okay. I guess we're going to have to go back through the sewer, but hopefully these enemies will not bother us. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright, well I'll meet you guys in Dalam, because that's our next location. So yeah, I'll just cut until we get there. See you in a second. Alright, so here we are back in Dalam, and I'm just going to go ahead and show the walk down here, because we don't get a chance to come back to this area very often. And other than a brief walk through as Ali when we first were introduced to him, we really haven't seen this village much, so I figure it's not that big a deal if we go ahead and just show the walk down here. And we did get fully healed up from the last year Sanctuary location, so we don't need to stop at a hotel or anything like that. So let's go ahead and let's see, carrot key right there. How strange! The rabbits and carrots disappeared all at once. And now we can enter this area here, and I don't remember the name of this area at all. But yeah, we shouldn't have too difficult time with this. Especially since we had such an easy time with the area we were just in there. And I realized how lucky I got with the enemies, because on my way back, the sewers were, especially in the water, were absolutely swarming with enemies, which were all luckily running away from me, so I didn't have to actually fight any of them. But it was crazy. I am so lucky I didn't run into all those enemies on the way in there. Anyways, these are a couple of interesting looking enemies who should go down fairly easily, I believe. Yeah, not too much of a trouble. Really interesting background. I kind of like that background, the yellow and the blue. Looks pretty neat. Anyways, heading up this way, and probably some more of the same enemies. Not too difficult there. We're not going to be able to sneak around that guy, but we've got a sneak attack. Somehow. Oh, and it's a one-hit kill. So yeah, I don't think the enemies here scale with your level, because we're having quite the easy time. A snake? I don't think we really need that snake. We're having quite the easy time in here. So yeah, I don't think these enemies are really scaled with our level, and I think we're probably a little too high level for this area. And we don't need that butterfly. We're just going to drop down this hole over here. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, so that was a lot of enemies all at once. I didn't expect to get jumped the second we jumped down that hole there. Oh, we're getting jumped right when we enter this door over here too. But we got a sneak attack somehow, probably because their back was turned when we loaded this area of the map. That's where we came in, I think. Oh, we're going to fight another one maybe? Nope, he's going to leave us alone. But yeah, that was quite the surprise there, to jump down that hole and immediately get back attacked, which isn't too much of a problem, you know, when you're a little bit over leveled. Are we going to get back attacked coming down this ladder? No, okay, good. Oh, there's a new enemy, the Conducting Menace. So yeah, lots of electrical enemies in here, so make sure you have your Franklin badge. I guess it doesn't really matter who it's equipped to. Lightning attacks are always random, so it's hard to say who you should have it equipped to. I guess it doesn't really matter in the end, but yeah, always make sure you have that. Never get rid of the Franklin badge. There's never any reason not to have it in your inventory. Yep, see, there you go. That's why we have it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bash it, go for another fire, and then just bash, I guess, and wait for Ed to wake up, maybe? Or we might just finish off the battle before then. I probably just could have gone for a round of physical attacks, except we missed. And that's not doing very much damage at all. Should be able to finish it off. Yep, even Katie's physical attack was enough to finish it off. And is sleep a status that stays in effect outside of battle? No. Okay, we're good. Okay, and I don't think this is really that long a dungeon, so we should be getting pretty close to the end of it, possibly. Okay, and now that that's taken care of, we have an item over here. The Bracer of Kings. Oh, so you definitely want to come down this way, because that's one of the only items that Ali can equip. So you definitely want to make sure you have that. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the equip screen, because he only has a set of 4 items that he can actually equip, and that's a nice defense boost. And they're all called something of the kings. There's like the sword of the kings. There's the I don't know, the helm of the king, the crown of the king. I don't know. But there's 4 of them, and they're the only items that he can actually equip. And can we sneak past? No, we can't. Okay, so I was dumb in that battle and ended up losing Ed. So since I already used a couple of life noodles in an earlier battle, in which I was also dumb, I'm going to go ahead and exit this dungeon real quick, and I think there's a hospital we can go to here in Dalam, and then I'll come right back in where we left off. So I'll see you guys in a second here. Oh, okay, so I finally got back to where I needed to be. So yeah, if you go back to the palace, to Ollie's palace up there, the elder or whoever it is will heal you for free completely. You know, he gets you back your dead party members. He heals all your statuses, all that stuff. So that's good. And I think we should be getting close to the end of this over here. I think that hole, yeah, that hole will probably take us back out or something like that. And here we are. Let's make sure we're topped off on health real quick before we get any further. I think we can use a top up on Ed and a little bit of a top up on Katie there. And I mentioned that I was going to use that bag of Dragonite. I still haven't used that. So I think we're going to use that right at the beginning of this battle here because I just want to make sure I show it off. And yeah, here's Thunder and Storm, the 6-year Sanctuary boss. And let's go ahead and let's just bash with Ben for now. Can serve as PSI for healing. And let's use that bag of... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I would have just used the contact lens. That would have done nothing. Bag of Dragonite, and we don't have any more items for Ed, I don't believe, right now. So let's just go for Shoot with him, and then we just go for Ollie's. And what the hey, we have full PSI. We might as well go for the Star Storm just to show it off. Whoa, 478, that's not as much as a Mega Bottle Rocket or what have you. And 307, okay, not as much as I thought we'd be doing, but that's okay. And we missed 2 attacks. Crashing Boom Bang, which is another reason you want to have that Franklin badge, because they'll reflect it, you know, every so often. Depends on who they end up targeting with it. Alright. Had to get a drink of water there, and let's go ahead and might as well just go for a PSI Boom. Still have plenty of PSI points, and let's go for a okay, hopefully I remember to cut that out because I just had a bit of a coughing fit there. Let's go for a PSI Freeze Omega and Shoot with Ed, and then PSI Freeze Gamma with Ollie, and try to go for that freeze, that body solidification. There we go, perfect. Also do a whole crap ton of damage while we're at it. And this boss battle shouldn't be too difficult either. Probably didn't even need to go for the PSI Boom. That was enough to finish it off though, so I'm glad we did. So yeah, another fairly simple boss fight, but I'm sure we're gonna get some more difficult parts of the game soon. We've had some difficulty here and there. I feel like the difficulty we've had a lot of times is with random enemies though. Just because they wear you down so much, you end up running out of PSI. You don't want to waste all your PSI attacks. Like, you don't want to use a PSI Freeze Omega on just some random enemy. So a lot of times I kind of, you know, quote-unquote go easy on random enemies just because I don't want to use up all my PSI points on them. I don't want to use up, you know, like Ed's items and stuff like that. So I have been having a bit of trouble with random enemies here and there. But for the most part, boss fights I'm pretty well prepared for. Sometimes. I don't want to say all the time because I'm not sure if I really am, but... Okay, I made sure to shut up for the melody this time because I completely forgot to be quiet so you guys could hear that. But we will hear the full melody once it's complete. But yeah, now we're all set. We've got 6 out of 8 your sanctuary locations, and like I mentioned earlier, the last 2 are kind of in quick succession. So next episode, you'll remember we got a phone call that we kind of ignored about Apple Kid being in trouble. He seems to have been kidnapped, and he was up helping Dr. Andonut, so we're going to head back that way and find out what's going on. And we're getting pretty close to end game stuff here, so I hope you guys are excited to see the end of the game. It's probably just a few episodes away. But yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying this game because it's one of my favorite games, and I've really been enjoying it. And I'll stop dragging on so long. It's time to end this episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.